Cleared my throat here. Good dawning, and welcome to another episode of Good Dawning today with Krista. Krista, we're at Blindly Inspired. If you've been watching our Feng Shui episodes on Sunday, then you know who Krista is. If you have not, well, we're going to introduce you to who Krista is at Blindly Inspired today, and wanted an opportunity to get her onto the channel. And so we're grateful. Krista, welcome. How are you doing this dawning?
I am doing dark and cold and miserable like the weather out there, but otherwise fabulous and shining like my heart.
Awesome. Well, we're grateful to have you. And so what we're going to do is just kind of split the show here. We're going to have a regular, kind of a half a regular show, and then we're going to work with Krista here and discuss a little Feng Shui and what we've been doing on Sunday and her universe. And so of course, Om Namah Shivaya, she's been working with that. And so we're going to go over that too, and a bunch of other things. But welcome, and we're grateful to have you here, Millie and Helene and Chris, and let's see, Lara, Grace. Welcome all, and if of course you're not watching Chris, the volunteer in the dawning there, he's doing a card for Archangel Gabriel on the daily there. I pretty much get like 5 or 6 a week. I always forget one day, but absolutely, please check those out. And of course, Krista. You have a YouTube page as well. Tell them about your YouTube page and what they can find on at Blindly Inspired.
Oh, not much at the moment. I'm really still trying to figure out what I want to put up there, and maybe people can suggest some things. I wanted to post something about the Indian wild dogs today because I'm really going down a Hindu village route at the moment. I have had some things, but I'm not quite sure what the things are going to be. I would really like to do a podcast, but I would like somebody to work with me. So, but we'll see where it goes in the new year. At the moment, I'm just being very, very odd and randomly posting things. It's also a little challenging for me to sit with the camera because of the light and because of the light in my eyes. But hey, we're here, and I'm really appreciating these lives, and they're getting me out of my very dark shell. So I'm just really grateful and very pleased that I'm sharing this knowledge with everybody that I have. And I really hope that I will. Okay, pleasure, Millie. I will. You're very interesting about the Indian wild dogs. And then I didn't post. I thought, oh, Krista, you're so odd. This is so odd. Actually, it's and they look like my dog. Long ago when I got him, and people asked me what he looked like. I said, well, if I'm in Germany, I'll tell you that he looks like a little fox. And if I'm in South Africa, I'll tell you that he looks like a real pavement special, which it is actually these wild dogs of India, which is actually what he looks like. And I can go on about Yuki for a while. A while ago, before I started doing this Good Dawning, he actually kind of turned into said Germain. He's like runs around with like this purple jewels all over him and a crown on his head. So I think that animals are definitely very special to us. They play a huge... Krista wants some feng shui. Thanks, Millie. Yeah, I think so. Thank you. And just get over the bravery, the courage, you know, like God.
Yeah, YouTube isn't scary. The fear is all in our head. YouTube is easy. It's just the fears in here about how we're seen and all that. Jen sent me, and I can post a picture of it because it's pretty amazing. I still have the Jen. Yes, I saw your picture. Jen Bowles, visionary gal. She, I got a video when I was on live with Allie a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and she sent me a picture that Jen, and she just asked me in the chat there if I've seen it. She had an encounter with Mother Mary. So, and I can post the picture if you're, but just so you guys can see it. But I got a picture from Allie from Jen, and it's a picture of when Jen ran. Literally, she's down the road, and there's this picture of Mother Mary like hanging in the sky, and it's as clear as a bell. It's as clear as a bell. So, yeah, I've got it, Jen. I saw it for sure, and it's one of the most amazing pictures I've ever seen. I even replied back to, I didn't get a reply, but I replied back to Ali that was amazing. And with my jaw dropped open. So yeah, I can post that up there for you. But thank you.
She's very strong in my life for quite a while now. I've been working really, I kind of chased away a lot of the goddesses and I just focused. It was just getting too much and I just kept seeing the Mother Mary. And I think I need to share what I see because I take it so much for granted because I live this very hermit life. On Sunday,
yeah, we'd love to see it. Share your experiences with us, please. You have so much to share, Krista. You
and
have so
Mother
much
Mary, she's it was actually her feast day on the 8th, and they actually reopened the cathedral in the Notre Dame. You know, it burnt down. Well, a lot of it burnt down, so they actually opened it, which is just so opportune at the moment. Yes, I know it was built on sacred grounds before, but by God's grace, it's still sacred and it's still very, very sacred. What they didn't mention, because I remember when it burnt down, that the Chinese rushed in right away and they said, we'll help you build it. We want nothing to do with your politics or anything else, but we will help you build it. So I think it burnt in 2019.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's a very sacred space, and our Holy Mother is back there again in France. So we need to just put some energy out there. I see her a lot here, and if that's what I would pray for all of us. I have a very complicated family history. I think my father, more I think about it, my father was an atheist. He never said anything about it. He never said anything. I was like christened a Catholic, but I think I went to church 3 times. However, I wasn't allowed to go to anybody else's church. I went down a happy clappy road at one stage. My father went to go and see what it was about and just said it was like Hitler. So very interesting. But anyway, he always had this Mother Mary in his wallet, a little sacred Mother Mary. And my grandfather, my grandmother's parents didn't speak to her after she got married to my Opa because he was a Lutheran. Those were the days, guys. They were German Catholic. It's no judgment. That was just very much as it was. They're very much like that still today. But I went to church on Sunday, which is a Lutheran church, so it's not even my church. I will put some pictures up of it. A friend of mine asked me if I wanted to go with her. And I didn't understand. I don't understand anything. So I just sit there with my mala and I just say, Om Mani Padme Hum, and I just tune into the energy. And it is very beautiful. It's over 900 years old. But my father was definitely there. He just appeared and he just laughed. He said, yeah, what you doing here?
Nice.
So I said, I'm talking to you. What else do you think I'm doing here? And then we went to a little market afterwards, and they don't plump things, but I found this little, I don't think you can see it.
No, it makes out really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it. That's beautiful.
It was definitely, and for a while, the last few weeks, I've really felt my father around. So he was a very integrous man. And then on the other side, I do believe it's Jesus.
Oh, beautiful.
It is really beautiful. So that is going in my purse like my daddy used to have. So I can remember that side of the family. I have a lot to carry. And I think for all of us, I'm talking for all of us right now, just believe and trust. I want to just cry because it's overwhelming what I've got to carry. I thought I had a lot to carry. This has just gone off on another tangent. So whatever you're feeling that you should be carrying right now, we need you. We need as much light as we can. Just open that light within yourself and trust yourself.
Absolutely.
Just trust. Whatever the crazy thing is that you think you've got to carry, just do it. I'm just doing Mother Mary and roses and jewels in the sky. And that's for my Germany, which is taken. It's not my Germany. I'm in a place that I really, really don't relate to the people.
How did you end up in Germany is the question.
A second time. The first time, they all like stories, which I think I maybe shouldn't have done. The first time was more for education for Alexander. And it was very challenging. It was very difficult, but I made it happen. And it's a very long story, so I won't go into why I'm back here again. But I've gone through, it's been like 5 years of really kicking and screaming and pushing and pulling. Hello, PG, lovely. I miss you on the feng shui. I would love you to do a talk with you, be part of a co-host with you. I'm looking for a co-host. So
Need a
Josh,
co-
tell us about your week. Where are you at? And lots of purple, guys. This purple fire, that's what I'm seeing right now, and I'm blessing everybody. You're welcome to share my vision. Is just, and for a long time, is just the Holy Mother Mary. She's got really lots of very delicate rainbows. She's got a little darker right now, just filled with roses around Buddhas with lots of crystalline light. And what else did I want? There was something else, but it doesn't matter. Oh, and then all around the earth is just this incredible purple, 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 purple. Did everybody who was on Jared's? We are so blessed to have Jared. I would love
Jared,
Jared to be on the
let's
show.
explain. Jared is at Who so it's who underscore the,
Yeah.
capital WHO underscore capital THE, lowercase e. So if you don't know who Jared is, that's it's at Who you probably won't find it, so you want to go to my community page, and then it'll be right there. His latest fire homa on my community tab there. But yeah, if you type in Who you'll get 50,000 pages of the Who, the band.
We are so blessed, and I tune into a few because I'm going down such a Hindu road at the moment. I didn't realize, but it makes sense. But the energy that comes off Jared's, maybe it's just that we're part of family and we know each other. Even though I did the recording, I didn't do the live, but the energy that Jared has is just so incredible. And I don't know if who was there, if you noticed that there was this one stage when he was stoking the fire, there were just these incredible violet flames coming up off the fire. Yeah. So pull us a card for where we're going today.
All right, well, let's do a couple of things here. We're going to kind of frame this back to at least a little bit of good donning here. So we're going to do some cord cutting first. Then Krista's going to do the cord cutting that we generally do in the donning. This is a show about energetics, and generally we're cutting cords from family and whatnot because it's very important that we clear energies. We're carrying energies with us that are we don't even realize, and even if we cut cords from our family once, we're still carrying the cords. It takes time. So in this case, Krista is going to lead us in our energetic cord cutting and clearing for the dawning. So however she wants to do so, we'll let her do that.
I can do that, and thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you.
I didn't know I was going to do this. I thought I was going to do something else. So, okay, just everybody sit with your feet uncrossed on the ground and put your hands up, facing up, and close your eyes. And whatever goes through your head, just let it go through quickly. I ask that you pray, surround yourself with lots of light. I'm going to remove a lot of whatever's in your brain from you. So, and I will just put them here in my Metatron charged water because I haven't got salt water. This was a bit spontaneous. So I'm sure the Metatron charged water will work with it for now. I do like to say Om Mani Padme Hum. So if you don't know what else to say inside of yourself, just let that go through your brain. So this shouldn't take too long. I'll try and do this as quickly as possible. So we're just loosening up. I'll let you walk you through this a bit. We're just loosening up some of these thought forms that you have. I'm blasting them with a bit of light. Makes it easier. And into the heart.
Ooh, I'm not touching it. It's just $200 closer to Krista. God bless. We're getting it done.
Okay. So just let them go. Just let it go. You might have strangest like visions coming through. like snakes and dogs and all sorts of weird things, flowers, jelly beans. Just let it go. Just let it go. We don't need to carry this anymore. If you want to get rid of anything like smoking or addictions, just chuck them in quickly now while we're opening up there. In your brain, they're like little monsters attacking you with little claws on your brain. We really don't need them. Let it go. Healing up the heart, pulling out a lot of that heartbreak, a lot of the fissures and the pains and the scars in the heart. And just visualize a beautiful ultraviolet waterfall of energy, like a big ball of energy above your head, and just let it flush down. Turn it on higher and higher and higher. Let this just waterfall of pure divine ultraviolet light just flush through your body, through your brain, especially through your brain. Give it a good wash, whoosh, 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 all the way down through your heart. I'm catching all the shit over here, getting rid of it, softening it through, and let it just go all the way through your body. Just flush it now some more, flush it more. Hopefully it's cleaning up now. Flush, flush, flush. Okay, I'm going to seal it up very quickly. So now I'm putting on like a plaster. Oh, I want to cry for him. Oh, lots of tears, guys. If you've got tears, just cry. Healing up that beautiful heart, that sweet, tender heart that should never have been broken. You have got so many hearts. In the name of the Holy Mother and all that's good and true and holy. May your children be blessed, may your children be healed, and may we be sparkled. I'm just sealing it off now with a very strong blue, deepest blue, just for protection. And I'm putting us all in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful golden orb of golden light. Thank you, Holy Mother.
Krista, that was more than expected. That was amazing. Wow.
That's a little bit of what I do. Thank you.
And you do well. That was amazing. Thank you. Nathan, you just missed the most. I can't even describe it. It was the most amazing energetic clearing Good Dawning's had. That's for sure. That was just super centering there. Thank you, Krista. I can't. There's no words. PG put something in the chat that will lighten it up a bit here. All right, so PG put that he's so excited today. I've lived a new Mandela effect. Really changed. The first floor of his building used to be RC, so floor RC, I guess. Now it's floor 0. And so I guess he went downstairs and there was a different sign that literally went from RC to 0, and it had been there forever. Wow. All right. PG is literally seeing the Mandela effect in action. Like when Starbucks went to Starbucks coffee and all the signs had changed overnight. Or like Chase Bank went from blue to black or changed colors overnight. Yeah, that's amazing. So if you want to put it in the chat there, did you go downstairs? I can send you a link if you want to jump in the chat and describe it. But did you go or jump in the video? Did you go downstairs and just like see the sign and were your mind blown? I couldn't even imagine. It would probably fall over. But yeah, so So PG there, he's living. Yes, so he's living the Mandela effect by. That's amazing, PG. Going downstairs and seeing that the floors in his apartment had physically changed overnight, and there'd been no workers there to change it or anything. So Mandela effect is as real as it gets. And PG, thank you. All right, we're gonna do some quick cards, and then we're gonna give it back to Krista here. We're gonna discuss Krista's universe and Om Namah Shivaya and what that means and how you can use that and meditate upon that to find some interchange here. So I've got the cards. We're going to cut them into three, and let's see what the energetics have for today. I'm as clear as a bell. I'll tell you that I'm ringing like a bell. All right, so we got the bottom card to tell us what we want, and then the top three to see what we're going to get here. And so let go, let it go. The first card is let it go. So what are you holding on to? Fits everything we've been discussing today. I let a lot go. I let seed oils go. So now I'm letting a lot of phlegm go today. So if you see a lot of muting on there, I'm phlegming from releasing seed oils. The body's releasing all the gunk, for example. All right, allow. So what are you allowing then? If you let go something, you have to allow something in, right? So what are you allowing in to your universe? Healing. There you go. So again, if you let go, generally you step into healing of some. So the universe is really, this is an easy message here. Let's see what the last card is. Choice. There you go. All right. So this is about as simple as it gets if you see it. So it's asking you to let go, allow the healing, and then see where you still have choice, right? So if you let go and you allow yourself some healing, you bring in choice in your universe because you step through. What are you holding on to? A lot of us are holding on to a lot of things. So what are you guys holding on to? All right, Krista. So maybe you can explain from our end a little bit about Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Yeah, you've been discussing that on Feng Shui, and a little bit about. Can you also, if you want to go over, Sunday nights we've been doing Feng Shui talk, right, guys? And some of you guys have been there. The links are all there. I do need to send out. Somebody had asked me. I think that was Henny actually who had asked me to send out all of the documentation. Somebody did, and I totally spaced it. But if you need all the documentation for Feng Shui talk, Krista, you can either go to Krista or myself. Krista's email is, what's your email? blindlyinspired.co@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or you can send me an email at Mr. Floyd Channelings with an S at Gmail. But somebody, if you're in the chat and you would ask me for all of that, and I think it was either somebody did, and I totally spaced it. Viviani, thank you. Millie with the incredible.
Viviani, put your email in the chat.
I got Viviani's
And
email.
then hopefully
I'll
in the
send it.
new year we'll see. We'll discuss with Josh where it goes. Now that you've got to the end, you actually forgot what the beginning was about. And without the beginning, for me, it's like I like to work quite thoroughly. That's how it makes it good. So maybe we'll just go over it again. And I was actually just connecting with Chloe, but she hasn't come back to me yet. We'll see what's happening. I wanted to just, if Chloe will put together a nice little package for us. I'm working. I've got a lot of information that I've written over the last couple of years. And I think I'll put it, I'm not sure exactly how. I don't want it just to be a boring book. I will most probably utilize something somehow the way that we did the workshop, but the talks on Sunday night, but put it into a workbook form so that you can work through it yourself, and maybe just recap it again with Josh, because it's always the same. You know what I used to do in South Africa was, if people did the first course, because I said you get everything. I did do 3 courses. I said, but you got everything in the first course. And if you want to redo the first course, you can do it at a very, very nominal fee to redo the first one. And many people did come back and redo the first course, because I give you absolutely everything in there, in a lot broad-based, but it's really there because I just believe we want to be a full human being. I want you to have a head and 2 arms, two hands with 10 fingers, feet,
I don't want you just to be limping along with half a body, because you can do a lot of damage. It came up the other day actually, and I just wanted to just say that when you're doing Chloe might have fallen asleep. Well done, Chloe. That's all good. She'll get back to me when she's meant to. Why is my battery not charging? Just when you're balancing your home with crystals, please be extremely it's extremely important that you don't use any, don't get creative. Just use quartz.
I'm muted. Thank you, Millie. I'm muted. All right, so we lost Krista. I apologize, guys. I don't know what happened. The energies have certainly been weird. No, I'm not on mute anymore. If I'm still on mute, then something's a little off here with the. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me at all? Let's remove her from the stage and bring her. All right, can you guys? No sound. Really? All right, bear with me a moment here. I'm not sure why my PC isn't weird, but can you guys hear me at all? 5x5. Okay, thank you. All right, so I don't know what happened with Krista, guys. This is live technology, right? Things happen, so hopefully she can get her back. If she shows back up, we'll see her at the guest spot. If not, we'll have her on next later this week or again next week. Just depends on her schedule. But there's not much that we can do. Unfortunately, we are bound to the technology, and so Krista's computer took a dump there. I'm not alone in this. The world is going nuts. Yeah, I agree, Pete. Yeah, well, you went downstairs and saw different. I can't even imagine when you went downstairs. It's got to be mind blowing because I'm just trying to imagine feeling that, like like when you see, like the first time you realize, like when you go online, like and type in Selma or Salma Hayek, right? And there's still bleed overs for that, but Selma, Selma, but Selma, it's Selma Hayek, not Selma, but nonetheless. But yeah, so I couldn't even imagine when PG went downstairs and saw that the sign had changed. It's mind blown. So yeah, I apologize, guys. We're not going to get the show that you were looking for there with Krista unless she can get her computer back up. So if she comes back up, she'll show up and the guest light will ding. It gets like shows up that she's there, and then I have to just invite her on, push the button, and she comes right on. So hopefully we can get her back. But there's no clearing that's needed at the end of the show. She did the energetics for us and then some. So I guess we're going to kind of try to bring this into a regular show here. I wasn't in thought on channeling here or anything, but channeling's easy. I can do that at any time. I do that at the store all the time when somebody will come in and it's like they start talking about ISIS or Kuan Yin or something, and it's like I'm not trying to press, but we're just having a conversation. It's just like, wait, I'll bring it in the channel. So PG, freaky like parallel. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man, because that would freak me out. I mean, we all know Mandela effects, right? We've all seen them. Luke, I am. Luke, I am your father, right? Or whatever it might be. We if you build it, they will come, not he, right? It's they will come, not he. We're not just building the baseball field for his dad. We're building it for they. And then at the end of the movie, there's 800 cars lined up, right? They came. So we know the Mandela effects for sure. But exactly, it's a small change, but it's huge, right? I was watching an interesting video about that and how people they were talking about how old time, if rips in time, and how we're creating rips in time. PG, it's all that work that you are doing. Thank you. Yeah, exactly, PG. Thank you for your service. All right, so since we don't have Christy here, and I got to kind of jump back into frame, let's do a quick channeling. So let's do 2025 first. We're going to do a quick visualization for 2025. So if you want to take a deep breath with me as you breathe in positivity. We're going to exhale. And Chris, Chris, the volunteer, I saw your comment there about oils. Yeah, avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil. But I got rid of the seed oils. I was eating a lot of processed crap because I'm lazy and I live alone. And I was part of my is waking up, getting rid. I've gone through layers, right? And so now I'm getting rid of junk food, and I've lost like 10 pounds in like 2 weeks. If you cut seed oils out, I'll state this as an absolute fact in my universe. If you cut out seed oils from your diet, you will lose weight immediately. Right now, they cause mucus in the body as well. They cause a alarming amount of mucus, and so now, pardon me, phlegmy. So yeah, so now I'm getting rid of all the phlegm and the mucus that they produced, and I've kind of whittled down my diet to like I got a bag of rice, and I just go to the store and get some veggies, and that's about it at the moment. Kind of learning how to relearn how to eat. Because honestly, I've been on a garbage diet for so many years. Have you been hungry? No, not at all. I did. Here's the deal. Be exuberant. When I was originally before 2016, 17, I did intermittent fasting for a year. So I actually taught myself or how to just not eat. So for an entire year, and I went from 220 pounds down to 140 pounds. Get that? My frame, 5'3". I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I had one of those super tight drum bellies that causes all kinds of illnesses and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, I was fat, and so I intermittent fasted 24 hours for a year. I ate one meal a day, generally under 1,000 calories a day, and at 7 o'clock I would eat generally in the evening. So yeah, I did that for a year and went from 220 pounds ish to 140 pounds, like that. And so I'm kind of adopting that along with dumping but I was eating whatever I wanted at that point. And I wasn't a vegetarian at that point either. Pescatarian, but nonetheless. So yeah, so I'm eating a lot better now, just like rice and veggies and stuff. But no, I'm not hungry at all. If it has coconut, I'm not trying to eat anything processed per se, but coconut oil. Like I had one leftover veggie burger in my freezer that I just didn't throw. It's made with coconut oil, not anything. So it's still oil pressed food, but it's coconut oil. So I ate that last night because it's the last thing I had in my freezer. Pretty much. I didn't want to go to the store. But yeah, so great documentary on Prime about oils. Oh yeah, I'm going to check that out, Helene. And Helene, thank you for your invite. We'll discuss later via email or what have you, maybe what have you. But the Course in Miracles there. Thank you. I appreciate the invite. But yeah, we'll discuss for sure. All right, guys. So I appreciate all of you. And wait, guess who's back? Blindly Inspired figured herself out, so she's back. So I'm going to bring her back on stage, blessed and grateful. So yeah, let's bring on Blindly Inspired again. Welcome, Krista, back to the stage here. All right, so let's go ahead. Welcome back to the stage, Krista.
Hello, that's the strangest, weirdest thing. The plug has come out of the wall. The whole wall has, and I never go behind there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but you've been working with Kali, right? So I mean,
I have.
So explain your work with Kali there, and maybe how that could have played into the cord coming out.
Shit, fuck. Sorry, guys, be careful.
That's okay, guys. That's okay.
Do you want to see my face?
Yeah, favor to Krista. She fell over. She's been working with Kali, and she fell. I'm gonna let you describe it.
Wow, flat on my face. There was a lot of the red juice, and I just said, "Okay, Kali, you've had your blood now." And then my dog came, so then I've been really tuning in with these Indian dogs. She's been very nice. She is a part of the Holy Mother. She's part of the crone. Many years ago in the 80s, when I had my first awakening, it was Kali. It was not pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. But I'm not going to go into that right now. Just I think what maybe quite a few of us are feeling at the moment is pulling. There's almost this rush until the end of the year. And it's just pulling in together all the things that you know and all the things that you don't want anymore. So it's the purging and the pulling in and the purging. And I've just related it to making a big double-decker sandwich, multi-deckered sandwich that I'm putting things in. And maybe there's 2 sandwiches. And then it's just trying to find the nice thing to wrap it up with. What I'm wrapping it up with, and it's interesting because the 2 words just both come out of my I just feel right now, and I'm not going to change for a while. As I've said to you, I like that saying. It's like that's what I believe at the moment, and that's worked for me for many years. That the wrapping for the sandwich, for whichever sandwich we're all making in our life, is to chant as much as you can either the Om Namah Om Namah Shivaya, which is actually I'll go into that just now, or the other one, which is the mother of all mantras, which is Om Mani Padme Hum, which I've used for decades, which is maybe just safer and more beautiful for all of us to just work with. I, as I said, I think I've had a lot of like heavy things to deal with in Germany, and when the heavy thoughts would come, and I just really didn't want them, so I would just send Om Mani Padme Hum as soon as Om Mani Padme Hum, and just Om Mani Padme Hum, and it is the jewel. It basically means the jewel in the lotus. I think we went through it with feng shui as well. Are there the six sacred, the true words of Buddha? So just try and we all need a mantra. We do need a mantra, whether we like it or not in our lives. And the more that we can say this, the more that it is in our head. Just go for walks with the mother, go for walks with the energies, just keeping our energy up, and just remember to keep it up. And Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah, my working with Kali at the moment, I'm working with so much. I've had so many, such a huge vision on Guadalupe. Yeah, it's also a long story. Quite a few years ago, I lost both the youth. So I didn't lose the youth. It was just extremely painful. I had carpal tunnel syndrome in both hands. And I was in hospital for quite a while. They couldn't find out what was wrong. I said, it's my neck, it's my neck, it's my neck, but they wouldn't do anything. But anyway, I started painting because I thought it was so painful. I wasn't going to waste that time cleaning up my house. So I started painting, and it was just, I started painting Guadalupe, and I painted a whole series of incredibly fine Guadalupe. It was excruciatingly painful, but I painted and painted and painted. I couldn't touch anything. It was like extremely agonizing. So then Lo, she came around again, and it's been like absolutely incredible. And along with Guadalupe came again all these roses and the jewels, and Guadalupe as the mother. Where am I going with that? So that's just what I'm working with, and I'm showering that on the earth, all wrapped up in beautiful purple fire. And yeah, with the and along there is also Shiva, which is I've really like started tuning in. I didn't realize that would happen. I thought very glibly, to be quite honest, and forgive me for that, everybody, that when I suggested that we do the Om Namah Shivaya, I have it on my channel, and it is the most beautiful love song. I didn't realize what it was. Then I realized quite a while ago that it was the 5 elements, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. I like that because I work with the 5 elements. But it is just very, very much deeper than that. Oh, Millie, Millie, are you Cuban, or where is Millie from originally? Are you Mexican? Because she's the Holy Mother of Mexico. It's things without being disrespectful. Thank God we've had the mother. But we are such a mess in the West, guys. I just want to weep and weep and weep as to how confused and what a mess we are. It's going to be tough for many of us, the unpicking.
Millie said that she's American and her dad is Cuban, and mom is Peruvian.
Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful, rich, rich Millie. Oh, sacred Millie. I'm very fond of Millie. Yeah, we have got we're very confused. You know, just the energetics and our family dynamics are confusing. Germany, I don't know. Germany is very atheist on one level. On another level, some kind of crazy church thing goes on. I'm not sure what America is. We don't have foundations. They're
America
very
doesn't hold any foundation either, per se.
different.
America's a
Our Western,
conglomeration. You've got everything from fundamentalist Christian all the way across, and our religions play more into our politics and our divide in politics with religion than religion itself in America. Um, yeah, it plays into our political scene more than anything else. It doesn't.
yeah.
We don't have a lot of like religious divide in our country per se, unless you're Jewish and maybe certain cities that continuously, like San Diego or in Michigan or something. But otherwise, really, it's the country is just divided based on politics, and religion plays a big part of that. And it still does to this day with the Republican Party and like the Christians and whatnot. And so that's where the divide lies in America more than anything. If you guys don't if you guys agree or disagree, you can put it in the chat. But that's just my opinion.
I just feel this incredible, overwhelming need to cry for us. Just the sadness of this mess up of all the divorces, all the it's built on sand upon sand upon sand. And what I said earlier, it's really important. I know it's on purpose, Millie. We have been, that's why, because we are so strong and so beautiful and so powerful. And yeah, it's just been dumbed down. Oh, just as an interesting fact,
Yeah, Laurie said that there are certain parts of the country that are more religious. The more south you go, the more fundamentally religious you'll be, the more judgmentally religious, maybe.
That's also more crazy, I
You
mean,
don't call it crazy. You don't want to call it, I don't want to label it as crazy because to them it's not crazy. It's what it is. But if you go further south in America, if you end up in like Alabama and whatnot, Mississippi and whatnot, you'll find there you may find religious persecution from other religions, more fundamentalist. I'll give you an example. I was in the military. I was in the Army, and I'm sitting in a huddle house, which is like a Waffle House, but in the South. And Waffle House is like just like a greasy spoon, like a diner or a huddle house. And so I'm sitting in there, and I have my Canowitz in my military uniform, and I'm sitting with a couple of guys, and half the restaurant is military. It's right off Fort Rucker in Alabama. I was in training for air traffic control school. So I'm sitting there, and this guy comes up. This guy, bib overalls and a hat, the whole nine yards. He's like, Canowitz, where's your horns and tail, boy? So I did experience religious persecution right there. He's like, Canowitz, that sounds Jewish. Where's your horns and tail, boy? He's looking right at me. About 15 soldiers stood up, 2 MPs, and everybody at my table like, you got something to say? But yeah, so there is religious persecution that does go on, and I experienced it. And about 15 of us almost beat the crap out of this guy because he's trying to, yeah. So so exactly. So it does happen in America, but it's you got to go down south to see all that.
Yeah, it's fanaticism without any foundation,
Pretty much.
There's no true belief there. They believe in. We've all been, well, on some level. That's why I've just said, no matter what you're thinking and feeling and seeing right now, try to simplify it. I like that analogy of making a sandwich out of what you have. I think there are so many gods and goddesses, and they're all an aspect of what the one true God and the one true goddess, and then the big boss, the big Umkulukulu. We call him the Umkulukulu in Africa. And just hold tight, guys. I mean, it's not going to get easier. I wish I could tell you but it's not. This is only just the beginning. Continue purging.
Penny said that she was accused of killing Jesus as a child. So yeah, anybody who's Jewish has had that at least once. Like, oh, you killed Jesus. It's like I didn't do anything of the sort, but whatever.
Yeah, it was so strange that when I was growing up, I had a few Jewish friends, and they were so nice to me. Yeah, I went as I spent a lot of had shared a lot of festivals with them. I didn't experience that at all. I experienced it once at a swimming pool. I'd meet this guy because we would like the indoor swimming pool. And then he told me very straightforward that he wasn't allowed to associate. His mother told him not to associate with the Shiksa, which had nothing to do with me being German or anything. It was just that I wasn't of the faith. And I think what happened to me when I went back, I didn't realize that my sister-in-law, who was Jewish and such an old karmic connection, had I saw her very much as my earth mother. I don't want to cry here because she was very, very special. I thought very special for me. But it was right in front of me all the time, how much she actually was jealous of my family, my father, because our parents were full of very long karmic thing.
Wow.
But she really held it against me that I was German, and I only realized this after 30 years of absolute horror. I mean, I noticed it when I first came to Germany. Such jealousy, I just kind of, well, put it off. But yeah, she never invited me to anything. I would do a lot of things for her, and she'd kind of hide me in the corner. It was just very weird. I didn't put it together, but it really broke my heart. Very, very, very hard. But yeah, I mean, there's good people and bad people. That was obviously part of my karma that I had to do. You know, I always thought that
Sure.
she was just so amazing. And yeah, but anyway, whatever. I was just totally used and abused as her magical little sidekick that would, because I'm incredibly psychic, but like incredibly naive. But
Laura put in the chat there that she grew up mostly Catholic, and because of her tarot and communication with spirits, she was favor Laura. Oh my gosh, the devil
yeah.
worshiper during Fortunately, we a lot of us starseeds clash with those who are religious, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had to hide your abilities, Laura. Favor. Grateful you're not hiding them now. Thank you.
Yeah. Well done, Laura. I really salute you. I can remember going to buy my first pack of cards, and they weren't even tarot cards when I got them home. They were Celtic divination cards. I really thought that I'd seen them, and I came back home and I thought it was just overwhelming. I need to go and get these cards. I really thought that the world was going to open up and swallow me completely. And then my sister, who landed up in some, but she is so bad and nasty. It's so she like really wobbled me hard with Christianity, and I was always going to go to hell because of the things. I've walked a very strange line, a very old line, because it's been Chiron in Aries placement. Thanks, Millie. Yeah. Chiron in Aries, it's hectic. Yeah. So our path of life is, and I really thank Adam so much. I needed to hear that. Don't give up, because it's like, I really would love to give up so much. No, I don't want to use that word love. It's much easier to give up, but I have such a huge thing. My Oma talks to me in the heat, on the heat. My dog runs around in a purple coat with jewels all over his head. I tune into Josh and the Purple Fire every day. I have Shiva coming with a whole herd of bulls coming to talk to me. I have the Mother Mary all over the sky, and Buddha's been around for years. I didn't realize that I saw things. He's just been this magical golden rainbow light all over the place. Yeah, Laura, when I was in America, I started reading cards, and I had cards. I was doing some work with the movie industry, and these people that all like, do this to me, you really feel good. Yeah, but I was like, I was too unchristian to be Christian, and I was too full of in love with Jesus to go to blend in with the sort of new age group. And because fundamentally I just love my Jesus, yeah, and I've had Jesus sitting on my bed often. I miss him for a while. My sister, because of this pain that I've had with my sister, you don't murder your mother so blatantly in the name of the church. She's still not dead. I don't wish she was dead, but she's been lying like a vegetable for out in treatment for 10 years, which is like
Ooh.
wicked, yeah, very
Okay.
wicked, very hard to deal with. And I really shout and fight. Now you see why I do, Kylie. Do you understand?
Absolutely. Nathan put in here that the similar thing happened to him, that he was considered schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
wow. Wow, that's some crazy. If you're reading that there, that it's considered schizophrenic and a Satanist. And to this day, the last 5 years, I hid my abilities because I didn't want to. Wow, favor. Yeah, all of you guys have to go through. Anybody who's going through that holy hell because you're stuck in a religious spin there, and you have to hide your abilities. Laura, that's, I feel, big favor there.
And it is, yeah. As you said, it's all man-made, and that's the saddest because I've been down Rudolf Steiner Road, which is really beautiful. Nothing wrong with Rudolf Steiner, just pity about the people, because if you're not doing what's on page 25, paragraph 42, word 3, you know, as soon as man gets hold of it, we mess it up. In the West, there is such beauty happening in India because they have this beautiful foundation. And this foundation that they have is over 7,000 years old. Yeah. And ultimately they all do believe just one. For a long while I've said that Hindu is going to be the religion of the world. So yeah. It's a little complicated. But thank you, Millie. I just want to cry. Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of interesting things with Cully. Yeah, I did touch on it. Thank you. We'll see what Millie has to say about Cully. I'm very lucky at the moment. She's actually appearing to me in her beautiful form of roses. But I relate to it like Cully going on her complete wild dance, where she will destroy the world unless Shiva lies down under her feet and says stop. She's so angry. So much pain we have to deal with, guys. And sometimes that power can run away with us. So the bottom line for all of us is just to find, you don't even have to find your truth. You know your truth. Just believe your truth. Josh is doing such amazing clearing in energetics. I've grown so much from Josh's work. I know a lot of you doing work with other people, with John Binney and all of that clearing, which is just wonderful. It was something I really wanted to just also bring we were talking about eating here earlier, and it was just bond with your food, bond with the simplicity. Somebody was talking about Avo, and I actually wanted to just read up what Avos were because I've been on an Avo thing. Millie, maybe you want to do that as well. So I'm giving Millie lots of stuff here. But what are the sacred? What is a little bit of the history or the more sacred esoteric thing of an apple, or the more sacred esoteric thing of an Avo? Because it just helps us to eat more and more with consciousness. I used to say that we hold a plate, and all the religions of the world it's like a banquet. But this is like 25 years ago. And I really think that we've kind of moved on a little bit right now. I used to say you could pick and choose from all the religions and taste. And if you didn't like some of them, you could leave them. Nobody told, this is the plate. You don't have to finish everything on your plate. Otherwise we can become like one of those huge super crazy wild Swiss knives, which actually all we want is a knife and a corkscrew and maybe a torch attached to it, because the rest we're not using. So it's back to trying to simplify our life into a sandwich. It's not easy for some of us, and just choose where you're at. There's no good way. As I say, I'm loving a lot of the Indian. I've got a lot of Indian connections from way back, but so it's not something completely new to me. But there's everything, every word they speak is wisdom. But they say, and I always like to say where I get things from, that there are four ways that four pathways to God. One is like the ant, where you constant. Do you know that ants never sleep? They're constantly busy, those poor creatures. Anyway, they're constantly busy, 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 busy. But it's all the little bits. Then there's like the fish, where you're swimming, 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 but you can still hide behind a rock every now and again and take a break. It's not so dangerous. Then there is I've just forgotten that one right now, and it's okay. The fish, doesn't matter. This is fun. Then there's the bird. The bird is the last one, which flies very, very high. But also, then there's the monkey way. Then there's the monkey way to God, which is like jumping. I think I've been on a monkey route. Many of us do a monkey route to God. We jump from tree to tree. But if you fall, you can still break a bone. And there are monkeys with broken bones. So just know it's a little more jumpy. And then there's the bird way, which you fly very, very high. But remember that when you fall, you crash hard, very hard. So either way, I think we take different ways. So as long as you just remember to wrap it up in a beautiful prayer. The stuff with my sister for me was like, turned me so, not against God, but just because it was all done in the name of the church. It's horrible things, horrible, horrible, horrible things. And yeah, I was told not to say. If I was a sandwich, I would be a ham. You can have a ham sandwich. Everything's okay. Just follow your own truth. As you hear me just say, just drink water, drink the best, eat the best food that you can. The other thing, I don't know, just went, but everybody must go now. Josh, your turn.
Let me pull up there we go. All right, get our solo layout there. All right, guys. It's 9:30 here. We're not going to keep this too much longer. We try to keep this to an hour ish, but I don't have to work, so that's why we did it on Wednesday, so it can drive off a little bit here. Let's I'm gonna bring in Saint Germain here and see what we get here. So bear with me a moment. We're gonna do a quick channeling, and all right. We are grateful that you're here, Saint Germain. We are channeling through Josh to you today. We are grateful, Krista, that you are here. And Callie, why are you messing with Krista? Will you stop messing with Krista, Callie? We will talk later. But nonetheless, Callie, if you are working with Krista, do not knock her over. Send her love. We are understanding that she is trying to come from an energy of strength, working with Callie, right? And strength inside herself. But Callie, would you mind being a little more loving to Krista, please? We are grateful. Thank you. And we are grateful to have you here, Krista. Your energies are amazing, and your knowledge is more than you are like you are a light that is shining bright in this planet. Unfortunately, you are in a dim spot, but we are going to brighten you up in the universe here. We are going to brighten you up between us, and maybe PG will join you in doing a podcast of some sort or something. But you need to express yourself, right? You are coming out and expressing through Mr. Floyd's universe and doing the feng shui. And if you are missing the feng shui shows with Krista, you are missing out on how to balance your universe, how to live in flow, and how to make your home the flow that is going to bring you abundance and love, right? That's what you are missing. And so if you are looking for that, then you are wanting to watch the feng shui shows with Krista. You can go back and rewatch them, and you can learn how to put flow and love into your universe. So, Krista, we are going to ask you a few questions. We are going to do a bit of an interview, and then we are going to end the show here. We aren't going to be too long here, but Krista, how did you come up to learn all of this about Kali and all of this knowledge that you had? Did you do a lot of reading? Did you have a big teacher in your universe? Did it just all come in? Sometimes this knowledge comes in through divine methods, so to speak. How did this happen by yourself? We are curious. Tell the audience, please.
I'm like God's crazy unique plan here. I have no teacher. I wish I did. I cried and cried for a teacher, but I sit at my chair or at my desk and I do a bit of research, and most of the knowledge just comes. I did give my life to Jesus many years ago, and I've always landed up in little places with little people, with few people, but really powerful people. Not the all up in big sparkles that so many people want, but we're really like pack powerful punch. And there was a lot of real deep, very deep prophetic work going on there. It's been a long, long, long journey. But I started off selling children's books, which was really, no, actually I started off doing fine art. I forget what I did. Fine art and psychology. I wanted to do that. Then I landed, but there was nothing like that in South Africa, so I had to do it in bits and pieces. Then I landed up doing children's books because I love the illustrations. Somewhere in between that, I gave my life to God, and God. At the moment, I'm just finding that God will actually every single thing that you've wished for, you having to look at right now in your life over the next while. But I've done a lot. Then I did a nursery school. Then I did fashion design quite intensely, and I had a children's clothing shop. And then I started working with aromatherapy. It was also like before it had even really, it was very difficult to find anything in reflexology. My mother was also quite a healer in her space. And then I went to America because I wanted to find out more about prana. I worked with some Russian people, but they didn't speak English. And they were very big influence in my life. She was a gynecologist, and he was a stomach surgeon. So they were really, really seriously educated people. She was the most beautiful person, I mean, physically, that I've ever seen in my life. She was absolutely gorgeous. And they came from Russia, and they had been to university in Russia for psychic behavior. And this was way back in the 80s, in the 90s. So, yeah, Russia knows what's going on, long time. I read two books that really changed my life, and that was when I was actually 19 or 20. So if you can find them, the one talking about Russia, the one is called The Secret Life of Plants, which talks about a lot of the Russian experiments, or you can Google them. I see some bits and pieces. And the other was called Magical Child, which was how well developed and way ahead of any Western children that African children are up until the age of 5, because they stay with their mother, but a lot of other things. And I cried and cried and cried through both those books. So if I could, that's the only books that you need in your life as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, then I did reflexology and aromatherapy and Reiki master and this and that and that. And then I just felt that I needed to go. I was going to go and work on a Rudolf Steiner farm with the half people. And God said, no, I want you to go to America. What, America? I didn't even know where America really was, to be honest. I ran an anti-American campaign at school, and I honestly didn't believe that Hollywood was in Los Angeles, but I literally spun the wheel and I said, go there. So I duly sold everything in the search of prana. That was what I wanted to find. Nobody knew what prana was at the time. It wasn't easy, and then I landed up studying feng shui with the American Institute of Asian Studies, along with the work that I did now, the pranic healing, along with crystals, pranic psychotherapy, a lot of very, very deep and interesting things, creating real magic spells, but safely, and always safe, and always extreme spiritual hygiene, and being very, very safe with what you're working with. And no excuses about I feel, so you can continue to work even if you're not feeling anything. I think I did mention it to you before. I wanted to do turning cycles with children, with teenagers, which are desperately missing in the world, because that at least gives you a bit of a foundation. We know that we should look after our children until 7, but then the feng shui took off, and I really deeply researched because my father was very anti any witch doctors, and he just said to me, I suppose witch doctors can also make money. So I didn't like anything that was superstitious, so I just tried to analyze everything. But for me, the feng shui, and then I went into very much interior design with people. It was just such an amazing thing for canopy for me to put all my learning under that canopy and utilize my art and my love of Persian carpets and my love of gardening. And I did gardens. I did really a lot of things with the feng shui, but it just created an incredible canopy for me to work under. And yeah, I loved it. I did stop, I told you a couple of times, but we'll get into that another time because it's got to be also pure and clean. And I'm still not quite sure why I am in a country where I really can't make myself understood verbally. I did before, but I can't at the moment. It's just very interesting. So, yeah. So it's been very interesting coming back here again and doing the feng shui because I've been without anything for 5 years. My stuff has been in storage. I know I kind of said at one stage that I would go with Alex because you could put me into China and I would still make my life work even though I can't speak the language. Well, I think Kali kind of took me to too much. So I'm here in Germany, and the only knowledge that I have is within my head. So it's all been very interesting and that was just like, I need to put the feng shui out there. But it's been a hard knock. So I really thought I'd done a hard life before this. Part of it is that I need to really understand how people go to sleep because I've never been asleep in my life. I never lost my divinity. I have now. Well, it's not lost, but it's been very difficult. Grief is insane. Grief can drive you completely insane. But hey, I'm still standing and I'm here and I'm blessing you and I'm holding us all together. Well, I'm not holding us all together. I'm holding what I need to hold, and I'm holding myself together, and I'm holding my dog together, and I will put out more and more and more. And I thank you for this beautiful, incredible, wonderful space of real servants and beautiful people that are going to blossom and flow and glow as we move into 2025. And just remember, we're all a little confused because the earth at the moment, the earth is confused, so that's why we're confused. The earth is actually the closest to the sun, but because she's turned away, we experience so much darkness. So the magnetic pull of the earth is very strange. And the Hindus I don't know what they call this month, I forgot, I did write it down. But from the 16th of December to I think the 14th of January, they call it the stupid month. So they don't conceive, they don't get married, they don't make any decisions because the brain is completely messed up. So it's not you. The universe is offering you complete dumb down. So, yeah. So does that make sense a little bit where I learned and how I put things together? And I'm still learning. I heard something really beautiful. If I call myself a teacher, it's closed. It doesn't make me open to learning anymore. So I'm still a student.
I like that. Always a student.
Hmm.
We're grateful for you, Krista. Since Germain left. We're grateful he's there, but we're grateful, Krista. Thank you so much, guys. Check out @blindly inspired again, guys, please. Krista's energy is just amazing. And is there any thought of you leaving Germany and finding friendlier confines, so to speak?
I would. I lost 7 million, so it's a little rough.
Oh wow, favor.
I
You
came
lost
here
7
to
million
ask
euros?
it was about €1 million.
Oh my God.
I came here to ask the Germans for help, and they really just tied me up even more. And they are so stupid. But we'll talk. But that's another thing. So it's been a really hard battle.
Well, paper, it gets easier.
Okay, well, you know what? And it's like,
Yeah, no, I understand. It's you roll with the punches, right? You just take it as you can. You got to take life as it comes. That's exactly it. I get it. Yeah, we could just sit here
you
and do
know,
that all day.
that's why I say, guys, I've had to really, really work hard with anger and bitterness and disappointment and a broken heart that's been broken over and over and over again, where I don't think it could, but it gets put back together. You know, it gets put back together as a crystal heart, or it gets put back together as a golden heart, or it gets put back together with all its cracks with this beautiful golden vein through it. So just trust, just don't pick up the shit again. It's so much easier said than done. But just trust what you're seeing. Trust those golden bubbles and baubles and things. And I just want to just surround us all in incredible protection, because we family. Remember, wear black and white. Be on time. Try not to rock the boats. So just uncross your legs and be open to receive. And just put us all in this incredible birthing egg. This beautiful crystalline, beautiful golden egg with this strong diamond crystalline around it. Protect everybody. Let them just juice and birth and be nourished by all this golden energy. And let negativity just drop off them and just roll off them. Just keep this sacred, sacred, beautiful diamond egg shape. Yeah. And now just to tie you up, I like to tie up like a Christmas present with gold, with divine strands of whatever, ultraviolet or gold light. So we do like 3 bows around you, tie them nice and tight. And send you all off in your merry way. You can tie your closet and just cut my cords to you. So, yeah. Oh, it's not, yeah, situations are. It's just loving the moment. One's got to just really work with. Thank you. And my stuff is arriving next year, so I will paint again. It's been 5 years. It's like a long story.
Do you plan on staying in Germany then and trying to ground into the energy there, or do you looking to get out of there at some point?
Right now, I mean, that's what I'm just feeling, that, you know, with this, obviously, I don't see it. Sorry, I might sound arrogant, but I'm like really have no idea how strong I am, what I do, until after the fact. So I feel very guilty about what I didn't do or didn't finish in South Africa. But it doesn't help to do that. It's driven me crazy. So I'm just feeling right now that the universe is really needing my energy right here, because the Germans are, they atheists, they unbelievers, or they crazy. They very closed. And if you hear the ads, they are the anything that's to do with spirituality, I want to vomit. My skin crawls. But it was we'll talk about that. It was very part of the regime that they did a lot of esoteric work. So I do need to talk about that and because I'm getting a lot of like real videos and old things. Well, it goes back to Madame Blavatsky, and the whole a huge part of the SS was actually esoteric, and that's where they got the symbol from as well to use.
And if you want to see a picture of Madame Blavatsky and Saint Germain and more, it's on my community. I think it was Lindsay sent me a picture.
It looks like you. It's so cute.
Saint Germain, I'm not gonna say anything, but as I came down, Saint Germain is like 5'3", right?
Yeah.
I'm 5'3". He's like 5'3", 5'4", shorter than everybody else. You got Elmara there, and there's somebody else in the picture too, and Madame Blavatsky in the chair there. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying much, but I got the same salt and pepper goatee as Saint Germain. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities in our looks, and I'm hearing from Saint Germain, like me, Tara Arnold. He goes for the same. He's not going for the looks. He says, "I go for the broken but open personality, like those who have been working on fixing themselves, but are open, like really open to just whatever." And so, but yeah, he says it is a real coincidence that Josh looks like myself in the picture of that. But who knows, right? We are not saying that he was chosen because of that, but his energetics matched. Sure. We aren't saying much else. He has to figure that out by himself if he is like Ajay Spino, who's really possibly Merlin walking around. So Josh has to figure that out for himself if he is Saint Germain or not. But really, you are all Saint Germain if you walk around. You all carry the violet flame. So you could all be I am Malcolm X, right? You could be I am Saint Germain just as easily too, right? All right, out of channel.
We are super short. I always used to call myself the tallest of the pygmies.
There we go. I don't know about anybody else in the group, but you're short. I'm short. I know Millie's short. So everybody else, I know Henny's not scraping 6 feet. So yeah,
5'3".
There's something going on in the group where we're all kind of short. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you know what? For me, it's so shocking. Do you know how short Madonna is?
Yeah, she wears a lot of heels. She's like 5'4".
Yeah, she's tiny.
5'1.5". So there is something going on in this group, and we just recognized this. We're all under 5'5". Most of us. 5 foot.
Don't forget the half.
And a half. That's the average. That's exactly Grace. Okay, Amy's taller.
Amy can see the future for us. Thanks, Amy.
Grace, Bonnie,
we need one or
Laura, Millie. I'm about the exact same height as all of you. I'm 5'3" and maybe under a half.
5'4".
I used to be 5'4", but you shrink a little bit, all right?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's what I say. I'm Sandra's 5. You're a tiny lot. That's what I say. I'm the tallest of the pygmies.
I like that. I love that. But yeah, there's something to be said about the light being compact in small packages. So none of us are like Lee Harris, who's like 6'5" or anything. So, crazy how true this really is ringing here. Karen Suki's 5'2". Wow, that half inch is important, right? I know, right? I'm 5'3.5" too. So I lean on that 5'3.5" as well, Millie. So don't go. My mom is 4'10".
10.5.
So she's almost considered a dwarf or
yeah.
Wow. So yeah, there is something going on here, and it's interesting to find that connection between us. That we are all the same height, except for Amy. But that we have to have the taller one, right? Amy's the taller energy, so she can see above us and see what's going on.
She can see where we're going, you know.
That's it. But we can also hide well. I can still get under the bed.
Right? Sadly, we've just got our nose round about everybody's farting area. That's really not fun.
Yeah, but you know, I know at this point though, I know I can do stuff that taller people can't do, like because I know how to jump on my tippy toes or climb up on a counter, and I can still hide under a bed. So I'm grateful.
Oh, thanks, Amy. Yeah, so let's just pray for our beautiful group. Let's be selfish and keep those prayers. As I say, every time I see 33, and it's so weird, I haven't seen it for a long time. I saw it again today on my walk because my mom's born in 1933. So it's the one thing I do is that I send her lots of love and energy, and then Josh's group, and then I send to the group here. So I send to Josh. So let's just have a little thing that we think of, make up your own. That we can remember to just keep our group really sacred, because I think we're going to be doing we are doing amazing things. We're not going to.
We are.
We are doing amazing things.
This is just the beginning, guys.
Yeah.
You know, we've all got different talents here, and we're all going to start utilizing each other's different talents.
Yeah.
Between Kristen and Sacral Pole and working with Gabrielle and Crystal with Feng Shui, and then, you know, channeling, and then all the research that Millie's been doing for us, and where she sees the smaller universe. All of you guys really, and then we'll add Henny there with the one-liners and her humor. And Nathan, what's your talents there, man? Let him out. Let's see what your talents are, brother.
We need to
actually, Nathan can manifest. Nathan's a master manifester. I've already figured that out, because within a week he went from I'm homeless and couch surfing to I got a full apartment. So he's a master manifester, if you realize this.
And who I saw is it Karen who's going to be painting? So Karen, we're going to be painting next year. We'll see where it goes. Maybe we just do one shop for all of us. And we just like have all these things under one shop.
There we go. All right, guys. Thank you, Krista. If you want to take us out on like some sort of like quiet, peaceful invocation or anything, I will leave it up to you.
Oh, let's see if I can remember it. Yes. This was from Madame Blavatsky and Annie Besant, and it was in, I think it came in 1939, which is the Great Invocation. So I hope I can remember it. Anyway, from the point of light, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May the great avatar of love return to earth. From the center which the holy masters know and serve, let my dog's distressing. Let goodwill and the will to do good descend on earth. From the center which we call the human race, may the plan of love and light work out. May it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend on earth. Om. 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 Awesome. Here we go.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Krista. Nathan, I really want to be a medium again and a channeler. I have the gifts. I just want to use them. Well, then go ahead. Use them, brother. If you want to, if you channel or you're a medium, I'll put you on the channel. Now, if you're kind of having to deal with things with your universe, that's understandable. But if you want to, I'll throw you on the channel. Come on, let's do it. All right, guys. Thank you, Krista. This was amazing. You can join Krista at Blindly Inspired. You can also see Krista on Sunday nights. We will be doing feng shui. I got to get it set up. But we will have Feng Shui Talk this week with Krista. So please join us. And it's not just Feng Shui Talk. It's also Krista's amazing energetics, her amazing personality, her amazing brain, and her amazing self. So join us for that. It's at 7 o'clock Eastern time. It's a good time. And otherwise, guys, have a fantastic and beautiful day. Remember, everything that you guys do or don't do creates your loving, living universe. And, thank you again, Krista. Any closing words?
Just love you all. It's love. Love is life and life is love.
Oh,
There's no difference.
we love you, Krista. Big healing to your big healing to your nose.
Thank you, everybody. I must go. My dog is going to make a hole in the. He's going to dig for his granny in China. So I'm going to love and leave you. I'm loving you, Josh.
Big love, Krista. We will talk. I'll send you an email. Maybe we'll set up a Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you, guys. I love you all for being here. I love you all. And thank you. We are family, and I will see you all tomorrow in the dawning. And have an amazing day. I will get Kuan Yin will post at some point today as well. Much love and favor all. Thank you, Krista. Love you.
Love you too, guys. Love you.